This is Willie Words Havemeyer of Word OD. Make sure you're visiting Word OD and getting your daily dose of words. Now, I want to talk to you guys today about something that's very important. It's a very important Just Words topic, and it is on the topic of white Jesus. And no, we're not talking about the deity. We're not talking about your Christianity, nor are we talking about anyone's salvation or lack thereof of salvation. We are dealing exclusively with the imagery of a white Jesus. Why would that be important? We all know that Jesus is colorless. We all know that Jesus sees no color. Color really isn't important. What's important is the message and all these good things. So if we really are going to believe those things, then it shouldn't matter that black people have a black Jesus. It shouldn't even matter that black people have a black Jesus. It should actually be more about getting the historical image correct, right? I mean, since it really don't matter, why would they go with a non-historical image of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, or an Anglo Saxon Jesus, or just a pale-skinned white Jesus? Why would they go with that, in contrary to all popular beliefs and opinions? Well, this was because for white superiority to exist, there had to be a God that the people believed in as a supreme being that looked like white people. At the time of Jesus and at the time of the early birth of Christianity, there was no white holy family. So the image of Jesus came from one of the Pope's sons. I forgot his first name, but I know his last name was Borgia, Borgia. Hope I pronounced that right, because y'all gonna let me have it if I didn't. But this gentleman was the son of a pope and a conqueror, so they used his image as Jesus. So when he went out into battle, when people saw him, they automatically felt like they were fighting against God, and they laid down their weapons on the spot. Can you understand the strength in fighting without having to use a weapon? That's what Christianity and the white Jesus gave white superiority. So they would send out missionaries, evangelicals, out to lands in order to subdue the people by giving them a belief in a savior that looked like them. Then when they came, the people automatically associated them with the savior. So then they were able to circumvent any kind of civilization, any kind of society, any kind of cultural norms, and superimpose their culture on top of it. So they came with the Bible and you had the land. Then they leave with the land and you have the Bible. This was how it worked for the last 2,000 years. So we get into today and we asking, why does the black man today, when opposing any kind of superiority from white people, when looking at injustice, when facing ridicule, humiliation, and second-class citizenship, why does he still believe in this image as the image of God? Why does he still see this image as the image of the supreme being? Why does he let his children learn of this image when we all know that the image isn't important, right? Since the image isn't important, why is this image used as the image that everyone must learn of the supreme God? Because you got to understand that the mind registers, compartmentalizes, and files away every bit of information that comes into its circumference of awareness. So when it sees this image as God, it automatically associates the people that look like this image as God-like. It automatically associates all things good, righteous, and holy with this image. And then it automatically associates anybody that looks like this image as good, righteous, and holy. Now, on that same token, it associates everything that doesn't look like that image as inferior, dirty, and bad. So you got to ask yourself, why would you still continue to teach your children that this is the image of the supreme being? Think about that, people. Think about why is that the case. Why can't you use this image of God? Why can't you use this image of a Jesus? And no, I know y'all want to use this one, but we ain't talking about that European Negro right now. We're talking about Jesus, and we're talking about the image used as Jesus. Now, how come you can't show this image as the image that you would teach your children about a loving God? What's wrong with this man that he could not be in the image of God? Did you know that the black man in America is the only, well, not even the black man in America, but the black race in general is the only race that does not worship a God that looks just like the father of the home? Think about that. Every race on the planet worships God in a rendition that looks like them, all except the black race. If all religion came through us, why are we now worshiping a God that looked nothing like us? And again, if it's not important what he looked like, why can't your church, why can't your home be associated with a being that looked like you? This is Willie Words Havmeyer of Word OD. Those are just words. Just synonyms, nouns, subjects, predicates, and verbs. From Willie Lee Havmeyer. Peace.